Hi again, everyone. I am the Cantankerous Collector. This is episode number 136. My eBay store is Death by Buffalo. Death by Buffalo. I sell a lot of pop culture and comic book related stuff, so check it out when you get a chance. So, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Jaws this year. Jaws was released to theaters in the US on June 20th, 1975. And this year, the week of June 20th, Vice Press, which is a company in the UK, which does a lot of really cool movie and comic book related posters and prints, they released a series of Jaws movie prints from the original Jaws through Jaws 3D. I ordered two of these prints. This one came in a few weeks ago, which I haven't opened yet. And then just a couple days ago, I got another one that was framed, and that came in, and I haven't opened that yet. So I'm anxious to see these. This one wasn't expecting till later this year, so that was kind of a surprise that I just got that. So 2 years ago, Vice Press released a Jaws print that was a recreation of the original one sheet Jaws movie poster that you would see hanging up at the theater back in 1975. Now, the original one sheets were measured like 27 by 41. These one sheets were printed on a specific type of press that could handle something that large. And so it wasn't very easy for bootleggers and copycats to recreate or reproduce these one sheet posters. So the Jaws poster that Vice Press printed 2 years ago was 24 by 36, which is significantly smaller than an original one sheet. But they recreated, the text, the credits, and the tagline, and of course they used the great Roger Castell shark image and stuff, and they did a fantastic job. In fact, I had mentioned in that review that if you wanted a really nice Jaws poster to hang on your walls, that was a great opportunity to get one. I don't know what they go for now on eBay, but it was done. It was beautiful. When I got it, I was really happy with it. In fact, I had them frame it, which Vice Press will do, and it's actually better to have them frame it because it's cheaper to have them frame it and then ship it, even though they're in the UK. Their prices are really affordable and fair. So if you didn't want to spend, a lot of money on a one sheet, which the prices on Jaws one sheets now they're real high now. I was fortunate. I bought mine decades ago, and I had mine linen backed and everything, and it's gorgeous, and it's a great, probably the best Jaws collectible there is actually. But it's expensive, and they also came folded. Back then they would take them off the press, they'd fold them, and they would be sent to movie theaters. It was easier to send them, flat like that, folded up. Now of course, there are some that are rolled, without the creases and stuff from the folding, and those go even higher, and there's not many of those because I would imagine only a few were set aside at the time the one sheet was being printed. So this next round of Jaws posters that they produced this year in conjunction with the Jaws 50th anniversary, they did this larger. They did this closer to the original one sheet movie size. In fact, they did this 27 by 40. So it was just like an inch smaller lengthwise, height wise, than the original one sheet movie poster. Now, I've kind of struggled with what to call things like this because this isn't a reprint, it's not a reproduction, it's something brand new. It's what I've come up with is just recreation. Because if it was a reprint or a reproduction, you'd have to go back to find the original printer flats and composed film and or the the original lithographic plates. And if you use that material and printed from that to create the Jaws poster, then yeah, that would be a reprint or a reproduction. But in this case, I call this kind of a recreation. Vice Press calls this a theatrical key art. That's their definition of it. And key art's kind of a graphic design term where the key art of this is obviously the shark, the movie title, any title blurbs or whatever, the credits and stuff. That is used for several versions of the posters back then. You had the one sheet, you had the U.S. insert, which was a tall, skinny poster. You had, of course, the UK quad, and each country has different size posters, but they all used, the key art, which is, the shark and the titles and stuff. So, and that's as good a name as anything. So, but to me, it's kind of more or less a recreation of the one sheet. And I'm real excited to open this. I did notice that based on the pictures that they used to sell this, that the colors of this artwork, this Roger Castell artwork, is different than the colors used on the 24 by 36 poster that came out 2 years ago. The water on that poster has a bit of a greenish grayish tint to it. Almost like the original Bantam paperback cover, which I've always loved those colors. In fact, I did a review of the displate metal Jaws print that they produced with the Roger Castell art. And I did this probably a couple years ago, and I explained all the color shifts that we see anytime they reproduce the original Castell art. When I met Roger Castell, I asked him, I said, what was the color of the original painting? Was the shark in the water kind of a greenish gray? He's like, no. He said the water was blue, the sky was white. I noticed on the images that sell this poster that the water is a lot bluer. And so let's check this out. Yeah, boy. I held off on opening this because I've been so busy. My next episode, I think, is going to be Jaws also, because I've got some movie collectibles that I was going to show. I was going to do all that in one episode, but there's too much, so I'm going to split it into 2 episodes. Now, I didn't get this framed. And the reason I didn't get it framed was because I have enough stuff. I mean, in fact, this was a timed edition. They gave us a week to think about this, which is really nice. I'd rather have that than this crap where, it goes on sale at 10 o'clock in the morning and, you're lucky to get in and if there's only a couple hundred of them, you risk not getting the poster. Then you got to go on eBay and pay a lot of money for it. This was an open edition for a week. And so that gave me time to think about it. And I mean, I've got so much stuff. I'll never be able to put everything on my walls. And, I got the 24 by 36 framed. I've got the one sheet, so I didn't get this framed. I may regret that. Ooh. Oh. Man, I mean, this looks really nice. Wow. Wow. That's nice. Yeah, this is a real nice recreation of the Jaws one sheet. This looks really good. I mean, it's a great option, if you don't have the one sheet. This is really cool. The colors are great. image looks really good at this size. It's just 1 inch shorter than the original one sheet. That's what she said. I may regret not getting this framed. The other thing too is that this was $65. Now $65, that's a chunk of change. All right, but for a Jaws one sheet recreation like this, at this size, with the great quality and colors that this has, that's actually a really, really good price for something like this. If you're looking for a Jaws poster, and what's the coolest one sheet movie poster in the world? A lot of people rank Jaws way up there, and so, for that price, this was a steal, I think. And this represents the original Castell art much better with the bluish water. The classic Jaws title. Yeah, boy. And the credits here, they had to recreate all that stuff, and those look great. So they have this marked as a first edition, which I guess they could create more editions in the future, but this first edition is limited to 500, and I have number 43. I do this for insurance purposes only. Thank you very much. So I show a comparison here. The one on the right is the 24 by 36 2023 Jaws poster that Vice Press did. The one on the left is the one sheet recreation that I just opened. And you can see it's somewhat larger, and you can also see the difference in colors. Now, the one on the right is framed, and so you're looking through a piece of acrylic, which, can shift colors a little, but in general, you see the big difference here. And I like both. I really do. I like both options. I mean, you could hang either one of these in a church and no one's going to complain, right? So I'm not sure exactly why the greenish gray color scheme resonates with me, other than, I do think it's cool. But it's possible that I saw the Jaws Bantam paperback cover before I saw the actual movie poster back when I was a kid. I think the paperback was released in early 1975 before the movie came out. I don't recall which one I saw first. I wish I remembered more of these types of personal details, but it has been 50 years, so give me a break and get off my lawn! Okay, so that was the Jaws one-sheet recreation / theatrical key art print by Vice Press. And I also ordered this here. This was produced by Vice Press in conjunction with Bottleneck Gallery. Bottleneck Gallery is another great print house that creates really cool movie poster art, comic art and stuff. I've bought a bunch of stuff from them in the past. And they put together what's called I got it here, multi-layer acrylic panel. I've never bought one of these before. I've seen them do this type of thing for other movie posters, and I was always interested in how it looked in real life. And so I'm anxious to see this. Now, this is, it's gimmicky, it's gimmicky. That one sheet reproduction is pure class, This is a little bit gimmicky, but that's fine. I like gimmicky. I buy gimmicky, okay? I'm down with gimmicky. And this thing came in 3 different sizes. It came in a small, medium, and large. I bought the medium, which is 16 by 24. The small was a little too small. And the large one, it's just all about space. It's like I was saying before, there's only so much wall space that I have. And, if I have the chance or the decision to hang up either this or the one sheet reproduction, I'm gonna go with the one sheet reproduction because I mean nothing really can beat that. Other than the original one sheet, and that'll go up too. So red lights flashing around me. Hey love, it looks like they found me. Indiana wants me. Lord, I can't go back there. Indiana wants me. Lord, I can't go back there. I wish I had you to talk to. All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, boy. I wish I had you to talk to. We got a couple packets here. There's a couple packets. There's 2 packets. Certificate of authenticity. So this document certifies that the following is an authentic acrylic print titled Jaws Theatrical Key Art by Roger Castell. Size 60 by 24, multi-layer acrylic, 2025. This is number 54 out of 125. Oh God, is this not framed? No, this is framed. Need a affordable framing option? Scan the QR below. This is framed. God, I hope it's framed. Ooh, I like this cardboard. Ooh, this is nice thick cardboard. Ooh, this is nice. This is worth the price right here. I love cardboard. I love cardboard. Indiana wants me. Lord, I can't go back there. I wish I had you to talk to. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Wow. So, huh. So do I get this do I get this framed? It's hard plastic. It's real thick. It's like God, maybe 3/8 inch thick. Oh wow, that is cool. So it's got a plastic seal on it right now. So, but I'm wondering, do you frame this now? I guess you could. I guess you could put a black frame around this. Oh, you know what? There's nothing to hang it up. You've got to. I didn't think there was a way to frame this or an option to frame it when I bought it, but I could be wrong. I may have missed that because there's no way to hang this. There's no way to hang this. I guess you've got to frame it. I didn't. I didn't know about that. This is I'm a novice when it comes to the acrylic panel prints, but this is cool. Let's take off this plastic coating here. I wonder, it'd be nice if they included a way to treat this after, because I imagine this could scratch real easy. That looks cool. So the girl and the shark are on what looks to be different levels. And you can see it here. It's not under, you can feel it. It's not under a one sheet of plexiglass. It's three-dimensional. You can feel the edge. I'm surprised they didn't do the Jaws title, but you know what? That would have been a real bitch to cut that out, and that's probably why. Yeah, that would have been a real bitch to cut out the the Jaws title. But this is cool. It's neat. I'm glad I didn't get the big version because this I could hang at this size, and God, I don't. Wow, you'd have to clean this. It's not like just wiping the surface off. You'd have to go in here with Q-tips or something if you get dust in here. They do a nice job. They really do. It's nice clean work. Yeah, I mean, this is cool. I'm glad I got this. I always wanted to see one of these 3D panel pieces. And, they do a lot of really cool stuff with lenticular and laser cutting. And they're doing some real creative stuff. So this is a nice addition to my Jaws collection. So there's no signed and numbered on the piece itself. That, of course, came with the on the card. All right, so I definitely have to get this framed. I mean, that's a necessity to get it framed because you don't want to monkey with it getting dirty and having to clean it, and you really don't want to get it scratched either. I mean, this acrylic will scratch real easily, and so this has definitely got to be framed. And that's what that little card was for. It was telling me, hey, get this framed. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. All right, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.